adventure without choice. The music is so you guys can hear me. I'm thinking you guys still can't hear me. That's probably. I hope this is. I'm gonna need to talk a bit louder, I think, today, because otherwise the music. It's just YouTube music. A little bit like that. Hopefully that's alright. So I'm still a bit sick of not sick, just not 100%. So yeah, that's the thing that's going on. Hope you guys are okay. And yeah, we will start our stream then. Yeah. So today we're going to enter the temple of internal love. So I'm curious to see that, and hope you guys are as well. So today we're doing so our life is 11, mana is 17, gold is 16, morale is 15, and we reach the checkpoint. So we're going to do today as well. So maybe so far we can get. If I'm coughing, I'm sorry. I still don't feel 100%, so but I'm trying to get better as soon as possible. So all is quiet near the temple of eternal love. Dawn has still not broken. There is faint light coming from some of the higher temple windows. Although no movement from across the street, you and Narissa discuss your options. So Narissa is the golden knight, yes. From but like, yeah, Narissa is it. We cannot assume them wicked, Narissa whispers. They may not know what evil lurks in their temple, and they are being used as unwitting shields. I propose we do what is acceptable and knock on the front door. If they dare lie, Alatia will. Alatia is the goal. Alatia will tell me. Yes, there is the god of deception in the country. I think it's best we not speak our mind, lest they murder. And as for the front door, I have seen the fountain created evil. You would have us break in like communities, and what if they capture us as they can do that? But just as we are nothing to us, and how is the moving the same way as announcing our guest or quest going to accomplish anything other than to give them I did not come here to do my enemy a favor. Narissa sighs. I concede your point. However, it remains that we are not experienced burglars. They need Bilbo. They need Bilbo today. And this is experienced burglars, and this is not some barn you wish to break into. And let fate decide. You say I should pull an old copper coin from your pocket. Narissa shrugs and chuckles. A coin toss? Very well. Alatia has given me no promptings on this matter. Perhaps she will guide your coin. What Narissa does not know is that you know a simple magic spell, little more than a trick, really, that enables you to decide what side of the coin comes up. Are we going to cheat? Ha, we love that. Which do you choose? I think it's better to find a creative way in. So So I'm going to find a creative way. We do it your way then, Larissa whispers when she sees the result of the coin toss. I can ask Alatia to grant us protection from evil possession. However, the protection will only last a few minutes and I can cast it but once per day. You have encountered this evil spirit before. Do you expect it to attack? As we approach? It may take some time to get in, and longer still to find the beast. It would be wise to save the spell, you say. Gorgon's ring protects you from the city seers, which has likely kept you free since you escaped from your dungeon. You note, however, that the ring offers protection against possession. Wards on items are typically very specific. Well, well, burglar, how shall we enter? Perhaps you could climb the Eevee up to one of those balconies. I have a rope you could throw down to me after you make the climb, says Lisa. You carry a rope? You do not? I thought you fancied yourself an adventurer, she says with a half smile. And why must I climb? Do I look like a cat to you, you ask? Chivalry, she is frowning. Ha! You are more in line than I. Of the two of us, you wear the armor, you protest. Excuse me, precisely. How can I climb with all this weighing me down? She motions at her body. Well, I have a spell that will allow me to climb like a spider, said doubtfully. Although retain what it's done intruded to enter by the balcony, my guess is that they have taken precautions we can't see. There might be a door along the side or back walls of the temple. A secret evil cult may want a secret back. That's it. Except, Harry says what? I see only a smooth wall. If you have a way to find a hidden door, it's worth a try. Otherwise, we will look rather suspicious, turning our hands along that dazzling force. I'm gonna look for a secret door. Moral increases with 2, yay! I think it would be less conspicuous if we act as though we are a married couple. Shall we hold hands as we inspect the fine craftsmanship you suggest? No, Nerissa shrugs. You have not seen her love before. It is very nice. There's no way to search a long wall inconspicuously. It is best that we simply work. And so the two of you trot down to the wall and begin running your hands along the smooth marble, feeling for cracks in indentation. Excuse me, my key. It will vibrate near a lock, you realize. You pull out the master key and gently slide it along the wall. Well, finally, on the back of the temple, the key vibrates. Here, two of you inspect the wall closely, but see nothing unusual. You decide to follow the intensity of the key vibration to home and unlock. After some time of careful sliding and prodding, the key goes into the wall. As soon as it is in, the outline of a door appears. Hidden under a powerful illusion, you say with. The door opens into darkness. Nerissa lights a lantern and enters first. The air stinks of rotten meat. Like the outer wall, the hallway is made of polished granite. The door shuts behind you as through sensing you are inside. With some trepidation, you move forward. Suddenly there is a smell. Oh, yay. There is a smell, and out of the darkness springs a grey-skinned man with a maniacal grin necklace around his neck with a chain trailing behind. His body appears to be rotting. Isn't he a beauty? Look at that. Being fancy. Yeah, meh. The man or monster, as it were, charges straight at Narissa and tries to grab her. However, she twists out of his grasp. What do you do? So I can burn it with flame fan, burn it with the flame balls, let Narissa handle it, or scare it with an illusion. I'm gonna burn it with a flame bolt. Decreases it 2, moral increases it 1. Yay! A bolt of fire should be enough to do a lot of damage to this monster without hitting Narissa. You speak the arcane words. Feel the sudden heat in your hand and then hurl the bolt of fire. You strike the creature in its side and it immediately catches fire. It hisses and turns towards you. Narissa slams the thing in the back of the head, sending gore all over you. It falls to the floor and lies motionless. Narissa bashes it on the ground several times, sending more grisly debris all over. I hate ghouls, she says, panting. Oh, we met a ghoul! Oh, yay. Or, no, not yay, but... yeah, man. It's fun. Is that what that was? Temple of Eternal Love. Never scat. There's no love there, you exclaim, as you point to the ghoul's body. Is this not grounds for getting reinforcements and storming this place? It does not speak well of this temple, she answers. Not speak well? There lies a monster raised from the dead, chained up as through a guard dog. Clerics are spread out to reports of much evil in the city. Since we are in here now, let us take a look around, so better understand our enemy. You do not agree with the need for more investigation, however, you grudgingly follow the news. Narissa finds the door leaning out into a torch-lit hall. There are voices nearby. The two of you creep along the hall, which leads to a balcony overlooking a large ceremonial chamber. Below are people, or so you presume, wearing long yellow robes and smooth purple masks. Most of them are prostrated before a blood-stained altar. Atop the altar is a woman who is tied and gagged. You recognize the young woman as Sheba of... oh no. That's something. No. Oh, Sheba, bound and helpless again. Yeah, man. What's with me? Why is... oh, poor girl. You would shake your head in disgust if the situation did not look so dire. For only a few feet above the struggling and crying woman floats the shadow, its red, blurry and shifting eyes regarding its prey. Now that you have time to better study this phantom in good lighting, you will recognize it. The malevolent spirit from Castle Evenus. Ooh. Something. Wow. Although this phantom has no moaned, you recognize the icy voice that now speaks. You will give me a true body. No longer will I be a guest here. You will merge me with the soul of one born to this world. Who will make this offering? Sorry. Well, sorry. I will, my lord. One of the figures steps forward and reverently takes off his robe and mask and sets it before the altar. It is a man in gleaming plate mail armor. Baron Tertio. Baron Tertio. Now it all comes together. You look over and meet Narisa's eyes. Evidently, she is just as surprised as you. Okay, she's not in the conspiracy, so that's good. The congregation begins chanting, swaying, and prostrating themselves before the altar. The chanting is in a combination of Infernal, the language of nightmare dimensions, and Mardit, an even older language, seldom used now outside of the most ancient of beings, such as dragons, angels, demons, and the like. You do not know these languages well, and so can only understand bits and pieces. However, it appears to be a sacrificial ceremony to the god of the undead, Mary. At one point, the Baron stands up, brings a scroll up, and addresses the shadow directly. Unruled Petit, Barnet, Archinia, Valla. The Baron keeps entering the name of the name in mind. To look over and eyes. Obviously, she understands what you just realized. That this shadow is no mere ghost or dark poltergeist, but a demon. It is the structure of the name that gives it away. A library of names, really. The first denoting the demon, the second name that of the demon's master in the abyss, and then its master's master. On and up to the supreme demon lord. Wow. That's something. Wow. Finally, the Baron finishes the full name of the beast and says, "We invite you to join our world." He then points to Sibach on altar. "We offer this flesh. We ask you to join the soul within, to bond to our world until the end of time." Oh, that's long. Having finished this intonation, the Baron climbs the dais, picks up a jewel-encrusted dagger, cuts Sibach's bare thigh, puts the dagger back on the altar, and begins licking This is gross. No, don't do that. Sets the dagger back on the altar and begins licking and sucking it. Another member of the congregation steps forward and removes mask and robe to reveal a new tool. What's this? What's this going to be? To reveal a new woman who you recognize as the wife of a wealthy local merchant. Tattooed on her back is a mirror depicted the record, but she has armor and begins setting her alone. Another man, Lord's Master, must reveal. The clothes will reveal Lord's Master's naked body as well. He follows the same ritual as the last. Holy shit. What's this shit? This is weird. Oh my god. Okay. This is something. Really something. Perhaps the children of Neru and the Temple of Internal Love are one and the same, you wonder. The sucklers interrupt their feeding from time to time in order to dab some blood on their fingers and finger paint symbols on and around the altar. Meanwhile, Sibuk struggles against her bonds and cries into her crack. Oh my god. Murderous villains! Nerissa yells. Nerissa stops and the entire congregation is up. Apparently, Nerissa could not come by and watch this moment be bled to death. He respects her courage and morality, but not so much her practical intellectual. I know. The demon's red eyes fix on the two of you. Nerissa says a short prayer and puts a hand on your shoulder. Tingling spread throughout your body. Stay near me and you will be protected by Alatia, she tells you. The demon streaks towards you at terrific speed, but stops several feet away as though he had struck a wall. I am your vessel, my lord, the Baron proclaims up to the demon with outstretched arms. Shadow dives down into the Baron's armored body. Immediately, the Baron glares up at you and shouts, "Bring them to me!" The Baron then leaps onto the wall and begins climbing towards you like a spider. Hell! No, I hate spiders. Don't do this to me. I don't like this. This is not okay. This is clearly not okay. Begins climbing towards you like a spider. Why do I stand here? Run, you shove Nerissa. Cover the exits below. I will guard those above, shouts the demon possessed Baron. The two of you dash towards the way you came in, but you can hear many footsteps coming from that direction. They have cut you off. Without thought as to where you are going, you run together down a long hallway with many doors. Your pursuers are not in sight, but you can hear the shouts all around. What do you do? I think it's better to find a way out now, because hide in one of the rooms, they will search every room, so... Oh, we got a commercial for a few seconds. You want to skip it? Please, thank you. Can I skip it? Yes, thank you. You continue down the hall. There is a stairway going up and a stairway going down that you think will lead you out the front doors. Unfortunately, you hear movement down there. You peek over the banister and see 3 robed figures. All they are naked on the Sorry. Are they all naked under there as well? I don't want to find that out. Hey, maybe they are. Hey, or not hey. Whatever your voice. However your voice is. 3 robed figures. You suspect there might be more still, since one of them appears to be speaking to someone out of your line of sight. From somewhere above, you hear the faint footfalls of boots of marble. Behind are many shouts and the sounds of stumbling boots. You must act fast. The demon walks above. By my goddess, Honor, I will go meet him. Are you with me? She whispers in your ear. Suicidal cleric, you think? Yes, a bit. There's a window nearby. As a third option, you could throw yourself through the window. Yes, through the window. And cast a spell to break your fall. This is certainly the closest means of escape, but unfortunately, it means leaving Nerissa behind. Narissa. We're gonna go on a suicide mission. By the Suicide Squad. You feel you have little choice but to follow your new friend as he leaps up the stairs two at a time. There is still a faint tingling in your body that you hope is the protection spell Narissa cast earlier. As soon as you emerge from the stairway, you see the Baron. His cape is gone, revealing his gleaming armored body. He grins at you. It is a shame I must kill you, wizard. You have made a fine scapegoat. Narissa, uninterested in conversation, interrupts his diatribe by charging at him with her mace raised. With astonishing speed, the Baron unsheathes his sword and parries her blow with one hand, while punching her in the chest with his other gauntleted fist. Narissa staggers backwards under the blow. What do you do? Oh. Blast him with lightning. Blast him with a firebolt. Attack with a dagger. Invite him to possess you. Let's maybe. Can we handle that? That's maybe a better question. I want to try that one. Invite him to possess you. Morale increases with 1. Yay! My lord, do not kill me, for I am your vessel, you say as you raise your arms out, mimicking the Baron's invitation you observed earlier. The Baron smiles and then takes a step back from Narissa, who is still recovering her footing. You then see the red-eyed shadow emerge from his body and streak towards you, but as before, turns into the protection field a few feet away. But as before, it runs into the protection field a few feet away. Kill the host, you show to Narissa, but she has not recovered fully from the punch. The Baron stands alone, seemingly days from the demon's exodus. You decide you must kill the Baron before the demon repossesses him. What do you do? I'm gonna blast him with a firebolt. Oh no! Morale increases 4, but life decreases with 3. I'm gonna die. And that decreases with 2. Good. Yeah, I should have thought about it a second longer. The Baron's plate mail armor will give him protection from the fire of your spell. However, you may be able to hit him in the face. Normally, a headshot is pretty easy to dodge, but the Baron is clearly disorientated for the moment. You decide to go for it. The bolt hit him in the shoulder, not a great roll, but fortunately, flames spray up, setting his beard and half his face on fire. Oh my god, no. He shouts in pain while smacking his face with his gauntleted hand. Meanwhile, you wrestle him with your dagger and stab him in the throat. Over and over again. Oh my god, that's horrible. That's really horrible. Despite your advantage and the grievous blows delivered to him, he is a trained fighter. I'm not happy with that. He is a trained fighter with a sword in his hand, and he managed to slice deep into your side before finally falling to the ground to decline, fruit bubbling out of his throat onto the white marble floor. There is a long hissing snarl from the shadow, then it shrieks away down the stairway. It goes to find another host, you say to Narissa, who now stands ready. We must run. But where? The front doors are below and our enemies are down there. They lack a leader at the moment. Perhaps we can break through them, you suggest. What do you do? I'm gonna fight your way out. Okay, we'll skip that as well. You grab hold of Narisa's arm and say, "If he died, the truth of this place is lost. Come." She seems to see the reason in your words, for she reluctantly follows you down the stairs. As you descend into the huge entrance hall, you see a total of 5 of the enemies holding hands in a circle. That's okay. Sure. Not weird at all. Why not? You see, all of them are wearing the long yellow robes and purple masks, except for the one you recognize as the wealthy merchant's wife. Evidently, she did not bother putting her robe and mask back on since you interrupt the ceremony. She sees you first and shouts out. She just starts a dark prayer. I'm gonna... attack with a dagger. No! No. I'm going to die. Life decreases life, morale increases a dream. Okay. You pull out your dagger and charge down the steps. On the way down, the merchant's wife points at you and utters a curse. A sizzling dark ray shoots from her finger and hits you in the head. Painful cold shoots through your body. As they go hitting you with their soul-sucking dark music line, just like Bucket Castle Erenet. You take 2 more dark rays before you and them step into the enemy. After a few long seconds of brutal close quarters combat, you and Narisa stand victorious. There are shows from the stand. Two of you sprint and strong monsters for a lot. Thankfully, your magical team takes care of that, and the 2 of you are off running into the down line of dark waters, and anything strikes back to the head. You hear shouts from behind and then a loud bell chimes from the summit. Ding dong something. What? They messed up the city itself against us, you ask. So it would seem. Narisa answers between words. You must make haste to my temple. There, a strong merchant. Perhaps you can stop away from this spot. An old nag was a guy. You must want to know expeditious retreat. You ask, what do you do? I'm gonna keep running. I died. I died. I literally died. Why? You first started any volume in the library. Now sweat, here's some luck that I hope you use to go back one choice. Try something else. Yeah. Okay. So I need to, that's beating. Along the road, the 2 of you run, trying to get as much distance between you and them as you can. When you are a few blocks away, you hear a panic-inducing sound of beats. Of course, the well-to-dos of that cursed temple have horses. This way, you show to Narisa as you veer down the side alley. You look back, there is one riding, wearing plate and all armor still behind you. There was Scat. He rides a warhorse. A warhorse? Wow. Weird pulses through you. The name was a mistake. You trip over a pile of refuse. There's these alleys are little more than trash receptacles. These receptacles cursed the evil hygiene. Narisa nearly exhausts you on the ground, but she is forced to leave off the You do your best to roll and avoid his trampling, but you still get a hoof to the stomach and the knight rides over you. Oh, sorry, excuse me. Elias, you finally succumb to your wounds and collapse. I'm gonna take a screenshot of that. I died. Continue. You do last choice. So you followed your parents are some steps and you down like blah. The second complete of transport old hack feels like do you not want to know it's bad to use so the two of you run up to the long-bearded man who is gently coaxing his old horse that pulls the straw wagon. Without as much as a hello, you wave your hands and speak the arcane words. Like a thread pulled out, you feel the connection created between you and the merchant. He gives you a huge smile, rushes over and embraces you as the old friend he believes you to be. Quickly you exclaim that you are being pursued and need to be smuggled away. He ushers you on the side of the stall of his wagon, and you are off. Without structure, explains to the people wagons are all. Without structure, naval wagons are all uncomfortable to ride in. Two of you are rattled and just looking back. Despite the noise of the wagon wheels against the cobblestones beneath, you hear heavy hoof beats come up alongside the cart. Someone shouts a question, presumably to the merchant, asking whether he has seen a man and a cleric of Alatia on his road. You cannot hear the answer, but you hear the hooves clack away ahead of you. After what seemed like forever, the cart stops and the merchant gives you the all clear. You emerge, give the merchant a goodbye hug. He insists on this, and you are on your way. As you hurry through the increasing morning traffic towards the temple of Alatia, you run over to Narissa and whisper, "Did you notice the marks of Nero on those in the temple?" Narissa nods. The temple of eternal law is the temple of Nerul, goddess of the undead. Right under our noses all these years, she says thoughtfully. It actually makes sense, the name Temple of Eternal. It actually makes sense, the name Temple of Eternal Love. I mean, are you not smarter than you have to have discovered that before? No. How so, you ask? Do you not know how Nero became the goddess of the undead? You shrug in response. It is said that in times long forgotten, Nero was a great queen of men. As is typical of many rulers, she took many lovers, but eventually she fell deeply in love with a knight named Phleron of Brickin. Sir Phleron was not of the highest born, but he possessed courage, strength, and purity of heart beyond all others. Having finally found a worthy man, Queen Nerul consented to marry. However, on the morn they were to be wed, Bahal, demon lord, who despises above all the happiness of mortals, entered this world. It is said that Nerul had made a deal with Bahal long ago, her soul, in exchange for her soul, in exchange for a long prosperous rule, while her absolute rule was about to end, and the demon planned to collect. But first, the demon visited Flareon in his chambers and offered to spare Queen Nero's soul in exchange for Flareon's. Flareon, being the man he was, consented to the deal, and Bahal made off with the great knight's soul. Nero was beside herself with grief, rage, and guilt, exactly what the demon intended. Nero focused her considerable fortune and power upon finding magic to bring her true love back to her. Oh, good. Eventually, she spawned the darkest of magic, necromancy. She summoned countless souls to our world, filling corpses of the crypts and graveyards, desperately searching for the one. She was the first necromancer you ask. Indeed, those souls she did not use to swell the ranks of her undead armies, she fed on to gain more power. She never ate, never needed food, drink, or rest. One day, after many centuries, she simply vanished. Legend has it that she searched still for Flareon, her eternal love, in endless multiverse of madness. Marvel. To think that from love such horror could emerge human. And demon delights in nothing so much as turning love to blasphemy, Aristotle. Love to blasphemy, you think? What of my brother Reginald? Could I have been the one to slay him? The thought is painful and taxes your steps, all the more because deep inside you know it is true. Do you unburden yourself to Narissa? What will she do? Is she not your only friend now? You fear she may turn against you if she knows the truth. What do you do? I'm gonna tell. Yes. Marissa, I fear it was I who killed my brother my friend Reginald. I cannot remember it, but inside there is a part of me, a darkened corner of myself, that still the voice back. I have known this, Marissa whispered. I have also known that such an act was not by your will. By my hand, it was by my hand, you gasped. Marissa takes you by the arm and leads you off the main road, where she gently goes right into the circle. I slew him. I slew a brother, you son. The gods know who you are. You are no murderer. You are brave and good. The demon is only a guest here. It needs the flesh of another to do its bidding. Few can resist. I should have beaten him. A voice trails off. The demon, Enroll is his name, surely spent a great deal of power to possess an intellect such as yours and turn you against your most basic nature. Why? Why not subvent the soul of another man more cheaply bought? As I have said, demons delight in turning the best of men. However, you served a further purpose, a scapegoat. Indeed, such a beast does not belong in this world, and thus to thwart the ever-present pull of the abyss, he must expend a great deal of power harvested by crushing souls. As I am a wizard, I made a plausible killer. Evil wizards often crush souls, you say. Indeed, many once respected wizards have fallen to such temptation. Even those of my order sometimes turn to more immediately means of power, Marissa says. And so that explains why Unruh helped me escape the dungeon. You needed to continue to kill and I needed to continue to take the blame. And yet, you believed in me. Narissa shocked. I did not. As I meditated, I had a vision of Alatia smiling beside you. She leads you back onto the road and you continue walking towards the lamp. And what does your goddess tell you now of the demons Unruh's plans? What way does he seek a permanent body in this world? Narissa shakes her head. Mortals and gods do not converse as you and I do now. Divine messages are subtle and like anything more risks anger from the other gods. And so, in answer to your question, I do not know. I hope one of our high priests can help. Alatia's temple stands ahead of you. The street here is quiet. Strange, Yugar always stands at the door of his time at this time of morning, so something happened here. Especially when there's no one here. Narissa froze. It is a new day, and Alatia shall grant me her healing breath again. Hold a moment. The cleric then appears to go into a meditative trance for a minute or so, after which she lays her hands upon your shoulders. You feel warm tingling spread throughout your body as your wounds heal and your strength is restored. Yeah. Narissa heals herself and then the two of you stride onward towards the temple. Front doors stand open. Inside, bodies are strewn about. Puddles of blood mar the otherwise perfectly white floor. Bloody spatters against the walls and seamless in blood are everywhere. Everything is still like a horrible dream. Narissa's mouth hangs open in disbelief. History for a moment and then she says, I suspect it is only you and I inside. By Alatia, you will make me think. How is my room done? We have completed. I got the highest rank possible for Wizard Choice 2. Yay! Nice work, you have achieved 33% of the points possible in the Wizard Choice series. Feedback so far, signs of life have been detected by this software. 81.34% probably you are not doing this by accident. Okay, sure. Congratulations, you finished the chapter. You finished it. We got 60 points total, 45 coins, luck is 9. I'll play it, know your fugitive on the trail of your friend's killer. The total score is 886, earning you the reputation of deadly and absolute handsome. We got the highest score. Breakdown. That's one, yeah. You high scored. Hey, you survived. Nice. Indirect vision made us like you. Awesome, yay. You wanna play the next chapter? Do I have enough coins? Adventure and rewards lie ahead. You can unlock the next one for 26 coins. You currently have 45. Yay! Unlock it. Continue. Oh, we got a defector. Alisa's complete Detective Choice 3. There's more than medieval fantasy in this collection. Finish Detective Choice 3 and get out as an understudy. You can get the Detective Choice series by downloading the library button on the top menu. Quest ends Wednesday, April 20. Recap. You are returning to the Temple of Alatia after a narrow escape. Below are the last few passages from the previous book. Alatia's temple stands ahead of you. The street here is quiet. Strange. Jugar always stands at the doors at this time of morning. Keep your wit sharp, wizard, Narissa whispers. The front door of the temple stands open, despite the concern on her face. Tradition is tradition, and so she removes her boots and makes you do the same before entering. Inside, the bodies are strewn about. Pools of blood mark the otherwise perfectly white floor. Blood-drowned symbols are everywhere, on the walls, on the statues, even on the altar of Alatia. Everything is still, like a horrible painting. Narissa's mouth hangs open in disbelief for a moment, and then she rushes over to one of the white-robed bodies. Paratia, she whispers harshly. She then runs from body to body, checking them for signs of life. Finally she says, I suspect it is only you and I know, wizard, by Alatia. You'll make them pay for this. The two of you begin looking around the room, behind the benches, behind the altar, anywhere there might be survivors. Alatia weeps, Narissa exclaims as she points up to the statue of the goddess. Sure enough, tears of blood trickle down her hard, white face. They have desecrated this once holy place. Alatia's influence has been banished, but it was once most strong. We must search the rest of the temple for survivors, says Narissa. Just then you notice the tips of boots poking out from underneath mounds and bars. Ornamental curtains to the side of the hall. It's got fabric light, and you assume whoever is hiding in there is watching. What do you do? Points out to Narissa. Seriously? I'm dying. Life decreases at work, okay? Life decreases on. Okay. You head over to Narissa and touch her shoulder. She has tears in her eyes. You nod your head over towards the doctor. Someone's headed mad in this room. Narissa's bears harder than all the her nails out and red. Good. Suddenly, a figure wearing a yellow robe and purple mask steps out from behind the curtain. That there is slaves for this plus burning. Narissa sees. Although Narissa is the one making the threats, you are unfortunate to be between her and the goddess. From his outstretched finger issues a hissing black ray. You dodge but are still grazed by this evil magic, and you feel some measure of your life sucked from you. Meanwhile, Narissa steps aside to raise it and meets her head and draws it with all her might. As from the goddess Alatia herself bites the weapon, it spins end over end and strikes the priest square in the face, dropping him like a blow. Narissa leaps up to the dais, puts a handle and rushes the fallen priest several times. Oh my god, what are you doing? So beautiful and so fast. You're going to watch out. Of course, it's difficult to blame you in the circumstances. A female voice comes chanting from somewhere. Narissa runs up to the other weapon flanking the altar and falls back to the dual woman in a blue stained robe, murmuring in some strange language. She wears a mask over her eyes. Children never wanted this to do. Sell your tongue or die, Narissa commands. Narissa, you showed the body of one of the slain priests of Alatia, is quickly standing up as another begins to twitch. Seeing this, Narissa turns back to the masked woman and raises her mace as the woman pulls out her long dagger. I'm gonna screenshot that. Narissa steps up and swings. The woman leans back and avoids the blow. However, her outstretched dagger is struck, knocking it out of her hand and sends clattering across the floor. She runs behind the altar and starts chanting again. Now that you're a friend of the party. Kill her, she is raising the dead, you showed, but you see that your instruction is unnecessary. Narissa is chasing the now laughing woman around and around the altar. Meanwhile, the first raised corpse is leaping over the pews towards you. What do? We're gonna help Narissa kill the woman. You suppose that if you help Narissa kill the woman, she will not be able to raise any more minions. What do? I'm coughing, but I'm doing. I'm gonna burn her with a spell. Oh! Life decreases with 1 again. Mana increases 2. Morale increases with 1. With an arcane raise and motion of your hand, the bolt of flame appears and you throw it. It is a fine throw, hitting her in the back as she rounds the altar. A rope goes up like a lantern wick, and you're confident she won't be raising any more dead. Speaking of which, the charging zombie priests. We have zombie priest in here. Zombie priest of Alatia is now upon you. This thing is fast. It is grabbing and scratching as it tries to bite your face. You both fall to the ground and your head smacks against the stone floor, knocking you unconscious. When you awaken, after what must be a few seconds later, you see Narissa bashing some returning zombie on the ground. She must have already taken care of the one that attacked you while you were unconscious, because it lies motionless nearby. Its head caved in. Wow. By the time you get up, Narissa has finished her grisly work and has opened the door on the far wall. Likely there are more villains to slay, she claims. You follow her into a torch-lit hallway. Immediately you hear distant commotion, shouts and clanging of metal against metal. Narissa begins sprinting down the hall. What do? I'm gonna follow slower and more cautiously. Because well, we got a lot of commercial. I have not survived this long by running around like a crazed animal, you think to yourself as Narissa sprints off ahead. Excuse me. You follow the sound of the clanging down a flight of stairs and into an oval room with a small pool of water laid in the center. One priest of Latia floats face down in the pool, and another is being hacked to death by a knight in a plate mail. A second knight is fighting furiously with Narissa. A lightning bolts would likely work well against these armed knights, but since they are so close to your allies who also wear armor, you don't dare use it, so I'm gonna make an illusion of more clerics. Life decreases to 3. So I'm making the wrong decisions today. Now decreases with 3 and life decreases with 3. Okay, sure. You envision a half dozen clerics of Alatia, dressed in chainmail and armed with maces. They storm through the doorway behind you and join the melee. It takes all your concentration to make these illusions react even remotely realistically as they engage with the knights. You realize that you probably should have imagined fewer of them. Worse, with only one real cleric, it is difficult to kill the knights. Narissa gets some good hits in, but the heavy plate mail they wear renders her blows nearly harmless. Overall, you feel your illusion is, at best, tiring everyone out. Finally, one of the knights realizes that only one of the clerics is actually doing anything. Knights aren't necessarily bright, but they know combat better than anyone. Warlock scum, he shouts, and then charges at you with his sword. You run back out the door and feel his sword blade slide into your back. Clang! You look back and see the knight on his knees, with a sizable dent in the side of his armor. Narissa stands behind him and continues to bash him. Clang! 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 She hammers like a blacksmith, a very poorly trained blacksmith. Look out! You shout. The other knight charges up behind Narissa, but she steps aside, just in time. He trips over his bludgeoned comrade and falls down at your feet. Clang, 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 Narissa goes at it again, until both knights are motionless and blood is streaming from their shiny metallic carapaces. Dat soort dingen. Chalcio, Narissa cries as you both run over to the fallen cleric. You can see the light fading from his eyes as you prop him up, and Narissa begins praying for a healing spell from her goddess. The nightmare walks in a body that will never die, tells you a sentence ends with a sign. Then his eyes close. Narissa finishes the prayer and places her hands on his head. I am too late, he is gone, she says. Why do these knights fight alongside these evil priests? And what business have they all with the demon, you ask? Power. What more do the powerful want? You shake your head in disgust. Truly, Ring City has fallen under dark times when her warriors, sworn to protect the weak and the good, slaughter holy men. Alatia alone can protect us. Only through mortals such as us may she exert her will in this world, Narissa says. Not knowing what else to do, you nod as through no wiser words had ever been said. Smart move. You do a smart move. Do you smell that? It is fire, Narissa asks, and then turns it. Follow her down one smoky hallway, and then another. You stop at the doorway from which smoke billows out. The library! These are books here. I must save. I will return. Narissa leans far forwards and a few steps later disappears into the smoky room. You do not know any spells that extinguish fires, nor are you sure what use you could be to Narissa. On the other hand, you have noticed that you generally do better together as a team. What do you do? We're gonna throw her. Oh my god, no! Life decreases with 2 and morale decreases with 1. I have 0 morale. Is it going great? You run into the library after Narissa. The smoke is very thick and you are nearly blind. You begin to cough. There is another coughing up ahead. Narissa, you shout. Go. Back, comes Narissa's voice. But you cannot see her. Only the dim shapes of bookshelves. You turn and look for the door. Even out, but you cannot find it. Looking down near the floor, you try to escape the smoke. Down here, it is better. However, you still cannot tell where you are in relation to the result of the bookshelf. After crawling around for a few seconds, a flaming timber falls down from your back, opening a flat of your feet. Luckily, the temple walls are secure and you're able to keep crawling, but with your back still in. Finally, you again hear noises with difficult calls, and they smell really well. You follow in that direction and sometimes it takes you back to help. Narissa is in the hallway, bent over coughing, two large books at her feet. When she sees you, she looks relieved and then annoyed. You disregarded my words at your peril, wizard. Then, without waiting for an answer from you, she picks up the books and walks off. The two of you search the rest of the temple, only to find more slain priests of Valatia. Narissa insists that you help her drag the bodies to a wood-lined meditation chamber and join the library to burn. As you lean over coughing in the smoke, Narissa folds the arms of the fallen on the floor and says a brief prayer for each. When the two of you finally walk out the front doors of the temple, you see smoke all around. The fire has spread faster than we thought, you say. Not the fire from the temple, look! Narissa points off into the distance. Flumes of smoke rise from the city. What evil is this? Narissa calls to a passing woman shepherding along two children. Goblins! They have breached the outer wall, the woman shows. Goblins have breached the outer wall, Narissa's face rends. In Aladia's name, give us strength, she begins to choke, her chainmail jiggling. Where are you going? You ask. To defend the middle wall, she answers. Neville's cats, they attack in full daylight. Surely the goblins are drawn here, emboldened by a far greater evil inside the city. Perhaps we should concentrate on destroying the demon. Leave the goblins to the city Meritia, you suggest. The guards will be too busy with the goblins to pay you any mind, wizard. I'm not afraid of the goblins or the gallows, you exclaim. She thinks me a coward, after all the dangers we have faced together. How could she? We shall dispense with the demon soon enough, she says. The city needs us now. We're gonna help defend the city. Yay! I'm not dying. Yet. Not dying. You handle the demon later then. This is my city too. Through she hunts me, you say. Then you draw your foot. Two of you hasten to the inner wall. Citizens, guards and militia are upon the gangplanks, running the wall. The air is filled with sounds of battle, shouts and the drumming of bows. However, at least you see no goblins on the side of the wall. Yet. As you scan over the wall, you notice one section that is sparsely defended. A lone, trembling boy peers cautiously over the battlement. Alone has a pitchfork, you say, pointing off to the wall. I expect he could use some help. Climbing up to the battlement, you soon realize why the boy is covering the snow. Arrows from below zip overhead or shattered against the stone. There are several injured nearby. Narissa sits to work healing them as you peek over the wall. There are loads of goblins down there, little mottled green and grey beasts, jabbering and screeching. Some are peppering the walls with small arrows, while others are hiding behind the ruins of nearby burnt-out buildings. Their short swords and spears thrown. They attack from all sides. They do not stop, gasped the boy with the pitchfork. Ah yes, I've seen this trick before. I suspect it's the only trick they know, you say as cheerfully as you can. Not long ago I was attending a wall like this, and gods, here they come! A great wave of the angry little beasts surged forward with labbing and grappling hooks at the They are indeed coming from all sides, but it appears there is a particularly large clump of them coming your way. In your estimation, 3 of you alone are not enough to defend this section of the wall. Although other areas of the wall appear to be well defended, you do not have time to call reinforcements to your aid. You are going to have to even the odds with some spellbook. What do you do? Shields on the trees. Ooh. Sorry. The ladder, the soul mana decreases with 4, morale increases with 4. Here. The ladder clacks against the stone, and the goblins begin climbing. At the same time, grappling hooks fly over the wall and slide back, catching on the battlements. You begin by setting the work, cutting the grappling hook's ropes with your dagger. As the tide of goblins nears the top of the wall, you prepare your real defense. With an arcane word, you lean over the wall and begin spouting long gouts of fire from your hands into the attacker. Oh god, that's so cool. That's so cool! They scream in terror and pain as they fall. As a bonus, the grappling hooks ropes and the ladders burn as well. You lay down more streams of fire until all the attackers are either burning heaps on the ground or running for their lives. Even the archers below retreat. Alatia, bless you, wizard, Narissa shouts jubilantly and then throws her arms around you and plants a wet one on your cheek. Finally, all my toll over books paid off, you love. The boy with the pitchfork stares at you wide-eyed. Yeah, I should be amazed as well. So you're defending next to the wizard with your sword, and then fireball. That's wow. You and Narissa run along the wall and help the other defenders. Soon all the goblins are in retreat. The city defense is held. Yay! We're happy about it. At last, charge thinned their numbers. I believe our work is finished here for now, Narissa says, smiling at you. Come, I shall take you somewhere safe and comfortable to rest. She leads you through the streets, which are now nearly abandoned, everyone having either gone to defend the walls or to hide. You stop in front of a large brick house. You can see from the ornate stonework of Alata's symbols and likeness that it is indeed a house of the goddess. Narissa knocks on the door in a peculiar way, as through tapping out the sound. The door opens on its own accord. Inside you are greeted by Solun, the head servant of the house. She is a tall and stoic woman with graying hair inched up in a tight bun. She tells you that the host's family and the rest of the servants have retreated to the safety of the inner room, but that she refuses to leave this house's abode. If those women breach the middle wall and make it to my master's house, I will be ready, she says, patting a loaded crossbow she rattles in her palm. You may stay here and rest, of course. By the look of you, I presume you have already engaged. The enemy suddenly moves between you and Narissa does not answer the question, only appears at the stairway. The guest bedrooms are yours, and of course, please use the prayer room for your meditations, so we continue. You and Narissa thank Solon and ascend the stairs and stretch yourselves into one of the guest rooms. Narissa drops 2 giant books on the bed and begins paging through the larger of the 2. This is a book of names for the abyss, a sort of social registry for demons. With any luck, the rules will be in here. You you peer over her shoulder. Her helmet is off and her long blonde hair is done. You can smell the smoke from the library fire next to the street. A strangely alluring combination. You wonder if there is any comfort you could give her. Some light touch to remind her that she is not alone. She has lost much, not her faith, however. Oh, here he is, Narissa exclaims, as she points at the line from her book. Enroll, yes, he is magnificent, but only briefly. This addresses him as a demon of the second rank, little more than a soldier, and that's all it has to say of him. This demon who murdered my friend. Sorry. Who murdered my friend, slaughtered your clerics, and now burns our city, is not even powerful among his kind, you ask? Slaughtered your clerics, is this the sort of comfort I give? You chastise yourself mentally. I wonder, Narissa says as though thinking aloud. Does Enroll operate at the behest of his lord, or could he possibly be on his own? Demons are obedient only to force. Excuse me. He shrugged. Doesn't matter. I only want to send him back to the abyss, back to his lord and his deserved torment. Precisely, back to his torment, back at the Temple of Eternal Love. Enroll said that he wanted a permanent body in this world. Little wonder why. In a sense, Enroll's lowly status in the demon world makes him more dangerous. Surely he is desperate not to return there and will do anything to avoid this. After all, the most depraved cruelties of our universe are a mercy compared to normal treatment of underlings in the abyss. But how will he gain his permanent body? Well, he cannot simply possess one. To possess a dead corpse is like trying to hold onto a glass wall. There is nothing to anchor to. Zombies are made this way, but such possession cannot be maintained long. Possessing a living body is no better. A living body already contains another soul, one that you can grapple. However, the rightful owner of the body is constantly trying to push you out. As I have said before, it takes a great deal of power to hold onto a world that's not your own. In answer to your question, I do not know what it means instead to acquire a permanent body. Perhaps the answer isn't there, I suppose, to other people in Europe. Narissa picks up this book. Back in the Temple of Eternal Love, they were paying homage to my lord. What I said I saw from the fire, I made sure it was nice to get from my lord. My, such forethought and composure in a tight spot, you exclaim. There is a flicker of a smile before she continues. Not precisely what we seek, but there is a passage on the most mundane of undead, zombies. Oh, as we saw you let the ascendance trail off. Yes, as we saw at my temple. The corpses of my people used ascendance trails off too. Certainly she feels anguish for the loss of her brothers and sisters of faith, and you want to comfort her. However, she is a cleric of Alatia and is to be treated with respect. You would not want to offend her or her goddess. What do you do? With a hand on her shoulder? You put your hand on her shoulder and feel the cold steel rings of her chamber. She looks at you. Her eyes glisten slightly, and she gives you a sad smile. She places her own hand on yours for a long moment and then removes it. She then returns her attention to the book. She reads silently for a minute or so, and at some point you remove your hand from her shoulder. When Narisa speaks, her voice is steady. According to the text, corpses are awakened by being possessed by a soul from another world. Please only must feed on other souls in order to maintain their tenuous hold on the corpse, if so are living marked with me. More than flesh, those things wanted my soul. Yes, it was for the sin of the demon. As your soul leaves your body, and that is when it comes to then brings you, your soul's forward to the feelings of this world. They are mad and not moving understand truly that which sustains them. They know only they must get on this world. They certainly were vicious and fast, much faster than the stories I have heard you say. Yes, alas, the evil priestess has just raised those zombies, and a newly raised zombie is the most energetic and dangerous. This is because the soul has been recently summoned and is fresh in the body. Over time, without constant feeding, their soul energy slowly and painfully slips back to their home universe until eventually they vacate the corpse entirely. Narisa looks up from the book at you. The text recommends you never allow your enemy to raise the dead. I need not a book to tell me this, you say, and you both have a laugh. Presently, Narisa says, alas, I presume there is a less obvious wisdom in these pages. I read as I pray for guidance at the shrine. This is how he leads As a result, it is comforting to study, and you quickly lose yourself in the pages of One interesting point that jumps out at you is that the typical necromancer who raises the dead is unsafe from their monsters. A zombie or the like will seek to kill even those who animate them. To counter this, necromancers carry warded objects, usually unholy symbols of Nero, to repel their own undead minions. It seems like no time has passed when Narisa returns. I must join the city defenders. Alatia has granted me more of her healing breath and has prompted me to care for the many wounded. You shall stay here and muster your strength for the battles ahead. Yay! Mana increases with 4 and life increases with 4 as well. So life is 11, mana is 11 and morale is 8. Yeah, not bad. Excuse me. Narisa leaves you in the bedroom. As a wizard, it is important for you to rest in order to regain your spellcasting power, not to mention to recoup your strength from all the beatings you've taken on this adventure. Yeah, occasionally you hear Solon, the head servant, walking about, moving something or the like. At some points he brings you a bowl of soup and bread which you greedily devour. Now that you are in no immediate danger, you realize how long it has been since you have eaten. Really, it was at the inn where you had your victory feast with Reginald and Sibach. Now that seems like a very long time ago, indeed. You are waking from a nightmare. The sun has since gone down and you are alone, lying in the bed of the guest bedroom, the book of the undead open next to you. Despite being awake, you cannot shake a feeling of dread. The house is silent, except for a foreign scratching noise. No doubt it is only Solon, the servant, Otto. If it is the goblins, I best find out and make an escape. You think I should get out of bed to investigate? You follow the noise down the hallway, expect now to scratches. The scratching noises have been replaced with a sound that reminds picture of someone slurping soup. Light cast by a dimly lit heart illuminates the chamber ahead. Inside you behold a terrifying sight. There lay Solon on the wooden floor, moaning softly. On top of it is a man. No, it's a monster. The beast moan is lodged onto her neck. His Adam's apple slides up and down as he swallows over and over. Suddenly, the monster looks up from his meal and begins sniffing the air. From his angle, you can see his eyes, solid, wide arched gold, and he has wings shaped like a bat. Only instead of leathery black, they are coated with pale human skin. That's something. And the thing crawls off of Solon's body while continuing to sniff and then looks straight at you. Its white eyes void of expression. Blood drips down from its chin. Several options rush into your mind. There are several immediate attacks you can do, or you could retreat, perhaps to a more defensible position. What do you do? I want to retreat from the room. You have a strong urge to run out of the house. On the other hand, the exit is downstairs and at the end of a long hall. Alternatively, the shrine of Alatia, which Narissa prayed at earlier, is much closer. Perhaps the aura of the goddess would repel or weaken this thing from a grandfather's shrine. You are not sure what this thing is, however, it is most certainly evil, and you hope the shrine will offer some protection. As you run from the room, you hear a screech like some sort of animal, and then the flap of wings. You scramble into the shrine room just as you feel a gust of wind behind you. There is another screech, this longer than the last. You back up against Alatia's altar and look upon the monster. It seems unable or unwilling to enter the room. Oh, that's good. We're safe in here. Call it to me. The creature lips move as if it's saying the words, but the voice seems to come from inside your own mind hole. That's fucked up. You feel yourself falling into the white voids of his eyes. Take a step towards him as through being pulled along by a cord. Then there is another voice in your head, a woman's voice, pure and rich. Do not go to him, she says. You lean back against the altar and shake your head in an effort to break free from the spell. The monster lifts his lips and snarl, revealing long white fangs. He puts up his hands and appears to push against an invincible wall. If you were living in the modern world, this might appear like the antics of a meme and perhaps strike you as funny. Unfortunately, you lack this perspective and are not at all amused. You retreat to the side of the altar and notice tears of blood beginning to form on the statue of Galata. No, please, do not weep, you play it as much to yourself as you do to the goddess. What do you do? I'm gonna retreat further into the shrine and pray. Oh, okay. I got should have worked. Wow, that should have worked, but then it didn't. Occasionally, that's just how it goes. Am I right? Okay. Life decreases with 2 and morale increases with 1. You retreat further back into the room. Close your eyes and pray. Up until now, you had never earnestly prayed to the gods. As a wizard, you have always relied on your own spells, that is, tapping into powers from the other planes of the multiverse. Now it is different. Now evil is so great you feel that nothing less than divine intervention will protect you. Suddenly there is a blow to your head and you feel soaring pain. A heavy silver cup clatters and rolls near your feet as blood streams down over one of your eyes. The monster is laughing. He threw that goblet at me as I prayed you relax. To thwart further missiles, you crawl behind the altar. This strikes you as a bit undignified. You hope Alatia will answer your prayer just the same. A minute or so passes as you alternate prayers with peeking over the altar at the monster that is pushing ever so slowly towards you. He is almost to the altar when Narissa strides into the room and shouts, "In Alatia's name, I repel you, demon." In Alatia's name, I repel you, demon. The monster turns, snarls, and takes a step towards the cleric. Narissa raises her mace and touches her holy symbol to it. The head of the mace erupts in a white light. Wow! The monster cowers for a moment and then takes to the air. Step aside, Narissa, you shout. She cannot repel the thing into Alatia's altar. Allow it to leave, you think to yourself. Narissa must have thought the same thing because she does jump to the side, allowing the beast to sail past her and out of sight. A moment later, there is a crash of breaking glass. You assume it flew through a window. I hope he cut his own throat, you think. Briefly, you fill Narissa in on what happened while she was gone. Vampire, an unholy union of demon and mortal. An abomination, she says. Narissa pauses and then her voice becomes urgent. Take me to Solon. You lead her to where Solon's body has been, but it's gone. There is a sound on the other side of the bed, and you investigate. Solon is convulsing on the floor, her mouth agape as struck in great pain. A demon seeks to merge with her soul. Quick, move aside, Narissa commands. You get out of the way, and Narissa steps up to the woman with her mace and brings it down hard on Solon's head several times. An unpleasant necessity. Narissa takes to know that she's staying in her. In another minute, she would have risen by herself. Narissa kneels down and blesses the Lord. She then stands up and says, "We must depart this house, for it is sacred and no longer. Is there nothing we could have done for Solon?" as you hurry down the street. No, she had already perished and her soul was trying to depart. The demon was grappling with her, attempting to merge with her soul to become one. An abomination, a vampire. Her soul was strong to have held on such a beast for so long. The demon grappling with the soul was its inroads. Perhaps he pleased, however. There are many demons in this sphere. Solon was a good woman, a disciple of your goddess even. What sort of vampire would she have made? To merge with the spirit of a demon is to become evil, said Nance. Certainly, something wrong souls. It is said, as you are merged with the demon, if the soul holds into something to worship, something you hold dear, the demon's energy or its vitality, giving them its own power. And Solon could she have held onto something of her own spirit, she asked. If you are asking me whether I should have allowed Solon to become a vampire in the hope of her soul persisting, And I can't say with certainty no. It is always best to destroy a vampire than to cling to such desperate hope. Far better to allow her to move on into the arms of Alatia. You say nothing to this. Would Marceau have the strength to survive such an unholy union, you wonder? Sorry? No, I'm afraid there are other matters to discuss. Narissa whispers. I have seen on the front line that the goblins have been driven back at great cost. Nevertheless, evil continues to seep into the city. People acting as they should not, possessions and other evil crawling into the sewers, shadows of winged monsters in the air. Bad tidings indeed, you mother. It is said that the winged beasts fly towards the middle ring, the Nutstrut district. The Temple of Eternal Love, you ask. I believe it so, she answers. Then we will go back to the demon's nest, you say. Mana increases to 2, life increases to 1. Temple windows are well lit, while all the surrounding houses are quiet and dark. You and Narissa have broken into one of these houses, in a bowling game, using your magical monster. When the two of you sit side by side, your faces nearly pressed against the glass, the window overlooking the temple. If you have been taking close to the temple, a rather tedious activity, you have taken the opportunity to make a measure of your yeah, it is. And I think I'm going to stop right here. We had a huge deal today. Many things happened. And I think this is a great moment to stop. Because it's just like, yeah, we did a lot. And like amazing things, not amazing things, but like terrifying things happened, and we're like, I died too. So that's really something. Thanks you guys for being here. Next week I'm maybe back next week for the stream. That and kind of passion next Wednesday, but maybe not. We'll see. I will Twitter on stream because next week is the start of who I really want to follow, and I need to focus on so maybe one week and a half, 2 weeks maybe, but yeah, I will see about that and how well the study goes and so on and so forth. But like, I will let you know guys on Twitter, so if you not follow me on Twitter, please do, so you get notified. Any chances will be helped. And otherwise, next Wednesday, Saturday again, to keep this on not in morning. So that. So I can talk and you guys can hear me properly. So thanks for being here. It was a great time again, and yeah, I don't know what to say. Have a good day, night, morning, evening, afternoon, whenever you are watching this. Now, drink enough water, take care, and yeah, see ya. the next stream. Thanks.